Have you guys heard of the soon-to-be ex-Judge Aaron Gall, Supreme Court, Oneida County, New York? The determination of removal has been issued, and she has 30 days to appeal it. And in that 30 days, she is suspended with pay. I just finished watching the body camera footage that was attached to the 50-page determination of removal. And before I get into it, I want to show you something. Keep in mind, this is a woman who says that she was completely sober. She said under oath in live testimony and in writing that she was not under the influence of any drugs or alcohol, not prescription medication, nothing.
Only give me his mom.
But they want to press charges.
I told him that he can't have both. You can't do both.
In front of your court for a civil rights violation. We violate all the civil rights. That's what I'm
But the good part is, I'm always on your side. You know I take anyone down for you guys. You know that. You know that. You know I am on your side.
In case you didn't catch what happened there, and I'll tell you what this is all about in a second, but she is trying to convince these officers to arrest or tow the cars of or ticket or any number of things that I'll get into these 4 black teenagers. And the cops keep trying to explain to her that we don't have any basis to do any of these things, and she keeps trying to get them to do it. And he says, look, we'll end up in your courtroom with a civil rights violation against us for us violating their rights. And she says, but the good thing is I'm always on your side, always on the side of cops. I'll take anyone down for you guys. Always, always. I'll take anyone down for you guys. I'm always on your side. What was she saying there? She was saying, great, that's fine, but you're bulletproof because I got you. And really the unspoken part is all of the judges got you, because it's obviously not going to be in front of her specifically. Anyway, so here's what happened. It's July 2nd, 2022, and she is at the graduation party for the son of another lawyer named Stephen Pierce. I don't know what kind of law he practices, but one of the officers in the body cam says, he's a lawyer, isn't he? He's a lawyer. Yeah, he works for the county. So this is a big graduation party. Tents are erected. There's professional bartenders serving alcohol to teenagers. This Judge Gall is there with her husband, who's also a lawyer, and her son. There's no limit to the guests. The kid whose party it was invited a bunch of people who also invited people. He posted about it on Snapchat and other social media. And that is how these 4 black kids came to know about the party. Don't ask me how Judge Gall knew that other random kids belonged there, but these 4 black kids didn't. But apparently they're trespassers, okay? At some point, people took their things, wallet, keys, telling them that they had to leave. They threw their shit in a ditch, and the kids were able to find wallet and other things, but they couldn't find their keys. So out of one side of their mouths, they're like, you better leave, better fucking leave. And on the other side of the mouths, they're not telling them where their keys are, and they're actually responsible for their keys being lost. 2 of the kids are standing by a car when they are yanked into a melee. The judge at one point is seen on body cam saying that the black kid started the fight, but then later on, after she's had an opportunity to review all of the body cam footage and all of the statements by other witnesses, she admits that there's no evidence to support that. Even though she says that her reason for behaving the way she did was because seeing the black kids do violence to her son and husband triggered a PTSD in her from violence that she experienced in 1990 when she was in college. But then we find out that they maybe weren't the ones who started it, and more likely were not the ones who started it. It's very clear in the body cam footage that all of these white people are being extremely aggressive adults. The owner of the house, Stephen Pierce, is like menacing the children, fucking trying to fight him. People are trying to pull him away. When they're in the ditch looking for their keys, this is all on body cam footage, and he's like, it's my ditch. Judge Gall is seen yelling at them saying, you better get your mom to get you another set of keys. You're never getting your keys back. That's how I roll. That's how Judge Gall rolls. That's how Judge Gall rolls, bro. The cops say to her at one point, it appears that the black kids are the ones that got the brunt of it. They're the ones that have to go to the hospital. Do any of you have injuries that require you going to the hospital? One of the kids actually had to end up getting stitches under his eye. And she says, no, and you know what? I'm glad, because I taught my kid to, if someone starts a fight with you, you lay the smack down. You put the smack down, and she kept hitting her fist into her hand. I'm glad. They're on one hand pretending to be victims while being the most aggressive people I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. Hyperbolic maybe, but still very fucking aggressive. These adult men are fighting children. They are children. And Stephen Pierce is like, I don't give a fuck. That's what he gets for ruining my party. So Gall and her lawyer husband are trying to get the cops to arrest the kids. No, ma'am, there's nothing to arrest them for. They're trespassing. No, ma'am, there's nothing to arrest them for. They're trying to leave, and you guys are not letting them find their keys. If you just let them find their keys, they won't have to come back here tomorrow to get their keys. There's a house key on it. They need their keys. If they come back tomorrow, I'll shoot them. The cops have to tell the judge, you can't just shoot people who come onto your property. One of them said, this isn't Texas. Listen to yourself. Do you hear what you're saying? You're a white judge, and you're talking about shooting black kids. She said if she does find the keys, she's going to flush them down the toilet. She's heard telling people, please stop looking for the keys, meaning telling the cops, stop helping them look for their keys. She's asking them to tow the cars. Why would we tow their cars? They're parked legally. But we don't want them here. They're waiting for someone to bring their keys to them so they can take the cars. Well, at least make them sit in the back of your car. You can handcuff them and put them in the back of your car while they wait. Why would we do that? You hear Pierce and Gall's husband saying, you guys aren't even doing anything. When are you going to do something? You're going to issue tickets? One of them says, well, we could be issuing tickets for all this underage drinking that's happening here. They're trespassing. Yeah, bitch, and I am quite frankly shocked at how these cops behaved in the face of a judge and two lawyers screaming at them, saying these black kids did this, this, and this. Because later on it comes out that it's just not true. There's one body cam that was attached to the report that has her whispering aside. She's not featured on the camera, but she's aside. And she's like, it's just that, we expect you to be helping us. We just don't see why you're not helping us. Ma'am, these kids have very serious injuries. Well, it's not one-sided, and then she pulls her husband over to show him the back of his shirt's torn, which very well could have happened because they fucking started the fight. How dare these kids defend themselves against grown men who are fighting them?
I'm not gonna touch him. I'm gonna ride their asses for ruining my fucking party. And I get okay. That's fine. Get off of me.
I'm sorry. I mean, poor guy, it's his house, it's his house. It's his house, he didn't do anything.
What are you looking for?
Get it the fuck out of here now! Find it!
That's just to give you an idea of the way these adult men were behaving towards these kids while the cops were there. No chance they weren't the aggressors. No chance they weren't wasted. No chance they weren't serving alcohol to minors. It's my ditch. You can't look for your keys because it's my ditch. Anyway, I only have 60 seconds left on this video, so I'll show you other body cam footage and excerpts from the report in the next video. They call her out for being a fucking disingenuous liar, by the way. Have you guys heard of the soon-to-be ex-Judge Aaron Gall?